Hello, everybody. We are through over halfway of the 6th season of the RFCL in week 5 already. I'm here. Coach Brock's here. Sneak is not here. First time.
He's sad.
Music is still on. It's pretty loud. Should I turn it off?
Probably.
Well, I usually have music on in the background, but I'll turn it down. There we go. That's probably better. There we go. But, yeah, we're here. Week 4 was a pretty eventful week. There are no more undefeated teams left in the league after UCA won. And there's still defeated teams left in the league. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting week this week. Got a couple really good matchups. Barack, what are we thinking about week 5 here?
Week 5 is going to be pretty interesting. You have some high power teams going against some lower power teams, so you can see some upsets happening that would completely shake up how a playoff race all looks.
Yeah, it also seems that one division is completely outranking another division. See, because the rankings, we don't really want to point out the division. We don't know, but we'll see. But for our guest today, we have one of the probably greatest coaches in the league. Actually, he just sits on his phone all game, but
at least he's here for reaction.
One of the longest tenured coaches in RFCL, has won 2 championships. Coach Gerald is here.
Fuck Central Arkansas.
To give us the greatest reactions known to man with his headphones over his eyes. But UCO is 2-2 after 4 weeks of play. Going against Mercer this week. Gerald, how y'all think y'all gonna do against Mercer and the rest of the season based on this first 4 weeks?
Yeah, we're taking for 2. Let's be honest here. I don't even know. We show up every week. We press buttons. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's going to be what happens again this week.
Okay. And I think you've previously said this before, but at 0-2 in conference play, do you think there's at all a % chance that y'all make the division championship?
I mean, we have to win out, obviously, but no, I don't. I think the streak of 4 straight championship appearances, and the only team to make it every year, is over. I think there will be 2 new teams in the division title game this year. So,
I mean, y'all's division games left are Space Force, Montana, and Utah Valley. I feel like it's possible to win out.
It's just we have to have
some things.
Well,
happen.
I guess Lake Erie can lose.
That can happen.
We need them to lose out too. So I don't know.
It's definitely possible, but
yeah.
What's the plan against Mercer next week? I mean, came off a pretty rough loss against Creighton.
What are you asking me for? You said it. I don't do anything. I just.
You do. You're the head coach. You do everything here.
Oh, okay. Hopefully not go down 3 scores in the first half we have all 4 games this year. So that would be a start.
Okay. All right, Brock.
So,
you got any questions for Blood here?
I mean, I gotta say, you say that you suck at 2-2. So what we can end up saying that you are way below expectations at this point.
Yeah.
How are you on the hot seat now? Now that expectations are not being met?
I mean, if I'm on the hot seat for losing two division games for the first time ever, then maybe the AD
And I
of
should be
UCO
fucking
should be
fired,
fired.
dude.
by
I should
it,
be
so.
fired. I should be fucking gone if that's the case.
I mean, I think those are like my 13th and 14th loss all time. So I mean, if that is gonna get me fired, then I don't know.
strict ass athletic director there at
Yeah,
UCA,
right.
well, or UCO, I mean. But
That's fair. That's fair.
so say hypothetically you lose next game and you play Space Force Week 7, you just giving Brock that win to make him feel happy, or what's going on?
Don't give me a pity win.
I'm
That's lame as hell.
not here for handouts. What?
I don't want a handout. I'm not accepting that.
We're not handing out.
Okay. Brock, you got any more questions for Blood? I got none.
I got nothing
Yeah.
at this point.
Usually Sneak's the question merchant, but he's not here today, so.
This is true.
Well, moving on. Last week's picks results. Pretty big week for all three Coach's Corner people. Jara went 4-1. I went 4-1 as well, tying for best of week 4. Jara picked wrong the NSU game. I picked wrong on the UCO game. Thanks, Gerald. And Sneak and Barack both went 3-2 in picks. Sneak picked Space Force for some reason, and they both picked UCO and NSU as well. And then going to the pick standings, Sneak still in first, has been first this entire time at 14-6. Barack catching up though at 12-8, and I had a pretty big comeback week going 4-1. Now I'm 9-11. Let's go. But, yeah.
9-11 on this week is kind of
9/11.
weird, man. That's weird.
It's definitely, it was definitely planned. I planned that. Never forget.
I don't even know how to respond to that. That's
Demonetized.
That's insane behavior.
That's not even. That's just. What do you mean? How's that insane?
Guys, this is how I'm gonna kick Bucky off the show.
Oh,
We can make
shit.
it-
Shit. Alright, well, rankings reveal. This got revealed earlier today, but I made a graphic for it, so I'm gonna use it. Week 5, first computer poll rankings. Here, App State jumps to number 1 after NSU loses. UCA jumps from 6 to 2 in the first computer poll rankings. Virginia State 3. NSU drops to 4. Creighton drops to 5 after winning. UCO drops to 6. Lake Erie and Utah Valley new to the rankings at 7 and 8. What do y'all think about these rankings here? I mean, I feel like they're solid. I don't think we should be that high, but I guess the computer feels different.
I don't hate these rankings, honestly. I think that there's a lot of subjectivity to 1 through 4, but that kind of comes down to recent losses. That's going to impact your ranking pretty big.
I think Creighton should be 2, but I guess since their division sucks, that makes sense that they're 5. But I think it'd make more sense if Creighton was 2, and then probably Virginia State above UCA, and then we're. I don't know though, because then NSU would have to be above us, but we just beat them. I don't know. It's a pretty solid ranking, I think. What do you think, Gerald?
I mean, I made this, so I don't know how to explain it.
He doctored the results.
Bro knows.
Right?
I know how why, so I don't want to go into a ton of it, but I mean, what's true from us in this season, top 3 wins and losses will help or hurt you. And UCA doesn't have a top 3 or a top 3 loss. They have a top 3 win. Creighton does have a top 3 loss. They lost to App State. Northwestern State also has they don't have a top 3 loss. They don't have a top 3 win. Creighton, I think, is 1-1. So that's how we kind of got those. It'll make more sense later in the season. It always does. It doesn't really matter though. It's week 5.
That's true. Rankings don't matter till week 8, and when playoffs are on the line. But going to our next segment, top 5 plays of the week. I was looking back through these plays, and I really thought there was not that many good plays initially. But then I looked, and there's actually 5 pretty decent plays this week. So probably better than that last week. So let's go into it. Top 5 plays of the week here. Number 5. It's going to be App State versus Endo Mode. Jet sweep for Deadrian Lawson. It's going to hit off his lineman. That block by that tight end is huge. And he's going to break a tackle, get into the end zone, and put on the score on Endo Mo. App State went on to win that game. 44-10. Endo Mo drops to 1-3. Number 4 here. UCO versus Creighton. going to be a triple option keeper for, I looked maybe a read option for CBM. Goes 35 yards for the first touchdown of that game. Pretty good score by him. I know Gerald likes that one. Number 3, same game. Johnny Jolly sets back to pass, trying to get his team back into it. And down the sideline, Chris Daniel goes 32 yards for UCO's first score. Number 2 now for the top 5. Endo Mo. The game crashed, but it's currently 17-3. Quarterback sets back to pass, trying to find someone, throws it. Great lurk by that corner, and he's going to return it for a pick 6. Great defensive play by App State. They've had 2 pick 6s in the top 5 so far throughout this season. And at number 1, I think we all know what it is. Space Force on the goal line is going to pick it off and go 93 yards for a pick 6 to take the lead. But they would go on to lose to Utah Valley, but still a great play. I know Brock likes that one.
Finally meant being on this list, but not the team that's getting absolutely yammed on.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
Yeah. Finally has a positive play for the 1 seed. Sneak gave me notes for his picks for me to say whenever we go through his picks, so let me pull those up. All right, let's get into picks. First game, unranked matchup. I thought Endo Mo might be 8 just because their roster's pretty good, but they turned out to be unranked going into this game at 1-3 against another 1-3 team in Montana. What do y'all think about this matchup here? I feel like it's going to be pretty good despite both these guys being unranked, but T-Man still got a lot to prove at head coach spot, in my opinion.
I mean, this game, over 30-point blowouts for both teams last week, so both teams have to really prove something. This is kind of a make or break here.
Yeah, both teams got walloped last week. Montana lost to Lake Erie, and Endo Mo lost to App State. As we get into picks here, Sneak is not here, so I'm just going to say his reasoning for his picks. He said, Endo Mo is struggling to figure it out, so he thinks Montana's going to win in this matchup. I would like to disagree with that. This is usually this part of the season where Endo Mo turns it on. We've seen it time and time again. Last season they were 0-3 and the finished season 5-3. And I feel like this is the part of the season where they turn it on. They need a bounce back win. They're going to get it in this game and get to 2-3 and see if they could maybe make a late playoff push with this roster.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. Endo Mo is usually really solid in the last half of the season. I think overall, like, T-Man getting thrown into the head coaching position, he still has a lot to prove, and I don't really think he proved anything against Lake Erie last week. But Endo Mo is a solid staff. I gotta go with Endo Mo here.
I agree, but disagree with you guys. I think Northwest Missouri State is going to win, but I don't think it's because of the traditional NWMO May. I just think Montana's not very good. I'm going to be completely honest with you. They don't have the roster right now, and the coach skill, like you guys said, T-Man's kind of new, and Northwest Missouri State's roster is pretty talented. I think this isn't really close. I think the Bearcats kind of blow out Montana.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a rough game for the Grizzlies here. But going to our next game, possibly another rough game here. Space Force against App State. Defeated Space Force going into Boone, trying to defeat App State. Gonna be a tough game. Brock can't speak on it. I think Space Force has gotten things going these past couple weeks. They look a lot better than they did week 1, but it's gonna take a lot to beat App State. It's gonna be tough for you, Brock. But you know, even though it's been, I think I'm gonna root for you. I've been rooting for you, even though I've been picking against you. But I'm a root.
I don't think anybody's not rooting for us unless they're playing us.
I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there just like, I hate Barack and they don't want to root for you. Like, maybe it's probably Trigger.
I'm a very hateable person, you know.
All right. Sneak literally just said App State because they're number 1. Sneak picks App State against Space Force. I agree. I think App State's going to get this win. It'd be really ballsy to pick Space Force in this matchup. App State's been on a roll, and I just feel like App State's gonna get this win against Space Force. I hope Space Force puts up a good fight. If Space Force wins this game and I get this pick wrong, I would rather Space Force win this game. But I just think App State's gonna win it.
Yeah, this is very similar to the previous game, Brock, and it's just a roster mismatch. I mean, there's no other way to put it. App State's roster is probably one of the best, if not the best, in the entire league. Space Force, the expansion team 2 seasons ago, still trying to play catch up. This might get ugly. I'll be honest. I think App State wins.
I think it might. It could be either a close game or a blowout. It's like 70% blowout probably.
I need my fellow Central Frontier teams to win, so we're Space Force all the way. I don't know.
It's gonna be hard.
I respect that.
It's gonna be hard, but if App State wins, it just helps UCA's ranking. So I mean, we'll take it. But next game, ranked matchup here. 2 teams is going to be a non-divisional matchup. We got Lake Erie coming off a big win against Montana, and Northwestern State coming off of that loss against Central Arkansas last week. What do y'all think about this matchup here for NSU and Lake Erie?
I mean, this game for NSU is a major bounce-back game. You have to be... You lost to a solid team, but a team that was definitely below their usual quality win or quality loss, in my opinion. So NSU has a major bounce back to be had here, and then Lake Erie just needs to keep momentum in this game.
Now, losing to UCA is like the biggest quality loss you could have. I don't know.
Yeah, imagine losing out to the crash out team.
Dude. Dude. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good game here. Lake Erie has a little bit of momentum after last week, but at the same time, they had momentum going into what game was it? I think it was the App State game, and they got freaking pooped on. So I think it might be a similar fate here. But let's see what Sneak said about this game. Oh, he can't. He's not picking. He didn't pick this game. Okay, never mind.
Amateur hour, bro.
Dude, it's full amateur hour, but. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a similar fate for Lake Erie. They just can't seem like they don't seem to be consistent week in and week out. They have good games against bad teams and bad games against good teams. I think it's going to happen again here. I think NSU is going to get the win against Lake Erie.
Yeah, I mean, coming off of a loss to put you out of the undefeated pool is kind of rough. You're trying to scramble to get momentum back, but I think NSU usually has their wits about them. I think that overall their roster is good, and at least good to their playbook. And they got good coaches. So I think overall NSU pretty much has every single metric beat with Lake Erie. So give me NSU.
I think this game is like, what is NSU really? Like, Mason retired in week 2. They finally played a team that, has playoff odds, can make it, and they lost. What is NSU really now with the offense? And on the flip side, Lake Erie kind of struggled out of the gate. I know they beat us, but that's a big asterisk because I had run the offense, and there we go. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think NSU wins. I think this game's close. I think it's a defensive battle. I don't think it's as bad as the Virginia State Mercer game, but it's probably pretty close. I think NSU pulls out a close one.
I think we're all in a consensus it's going to be a pretty close game. I mean, I just think I don't think Lake Erie is going to get it done, but we'll see. I think it'll be a very close game. Definitely not 0-0 like Mercer and Virginia State, but. Hopefully not.
I really don't think this is going to be a
not.
close game.
You don't think?
I really don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think NSU is going to have a 3-score lead.
Damn. Okay. Well. Next game here, Utah Valley, recently ranked number 8, facing off against UCA, number 2 in the country. What do y'all think about this matchup? I can't say anything about it, so yeah.
Utah Valley almost lost to us. That's basically all I gotta say. So that they didn't look good. They didn't look good. And UCA beat a top team, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. Can Central Arkansas keep what they ended up having last week, or is Utah Valley going to freaking flip the script and not look bad against a good team?
It's that EC Bucky quarterback kid, dude. He fucking sucks. Who made that kid? I don't even know. Alright, going into the picks. Sneak said UCA because they took down NSU, and that's honestly a valid point. I agree with him 100%. Brock, what do you think about this game?
I think that I think overall UCA ended up having a real close game because a lot of things went well last week, and I kind of didn't telegraph that very well. But I think that Utah Valley, although they didn't have a good game against us last week, I think they're going to kind of put the pieces together and beat a team that's above them to make a push for the playoffs.
Interesting. I didn't expect that. Listen, as much as I want my Central Frontier teams to win, I don't think I've chosen one so far. And yeah, you know, I just Central Arkansas, you know, that score was close, but I'm gonna be completely honest, they outplayed Northwestern State. And every level of that game, Northwestern State got
a fucking stupid safety in the fucking stupid safety.
They got that, and which led to, you know, a field goal and then momentum switch. UCA's got momentum. Utah Valley still kind of struggling out of the gate. It's very similar to last year. I think this is a game that goes to the final possession, and Central Arkansas walks it off with the field goal.
Hey. Boom! Yeah, that might happen. I don't know. Our kicker's pretty good, I think, but I think it's gonna be a pretty close game. If EC Bucky gets going early, it's pretty hard to stop him. But if the defense can force him to throw a pick early, then their offense is just pretty much cooked. So
I think this is time to remind everyone that I will be rigging the playoffs should both teams make it to have UCA, UCO in the playoffs. Okay. So just the annual reminder.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, we'll see. You said you're going to schedule us this season, but it never happened.
And if I'm ever allowed back on the show, I will remind you guys every week until it happens.
Okay. Thank you for the daily reminder.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, UCO, number 6, falling to number 6 after losing to Creighton last week. Facing off against Mercer, Mercer Bears. I think. Oh, they barely lost to Virginia State in overtime. 0-0 game, going into overtime. That's such a what a game.
Oh man,
what a game to commentate. But Mercer sitting at 1-3 with a negative 2-point differential. I think maybe +2. I don't know, but they're down in the dumps. Gerald can't pick this game. Brock, what do you think about this matchup here?
Well, because Central Oklahoma got their streak broken against Creighton for regular season wins against said team. And then Mercer went toe-to-toe with what I think is a pretty solid offense and held them to 0 points in regulation. So this is an interesting matchup. It's I think it's all over the place. It's kind of hard to really see where it's going to go.
I think it comes down to which quarterback gets going first. Because we saw a pretty shit Lauren Ward last week, and luckily for him, the other quarterback on the other side was shit. But Johnny Jolly is not bad at all. So he's got to get going early if they want a chance to win that game. But let's read what Sneak had to say about this game. He said, UCO because it's UCO, and they play Mercer because fuck Mercer. Okay. Quote from Sneak, picking UCO.
Put it on a shirt. Put it
on a shirt because fuck Mercer. I'm thinking the same thing. I mean, I just don't think Mercer will play him well. I think if they get Lauren Ward going, I think they'll play him well. Maybe they'll have a lead at half, but UCO plays so much better in the second. I mean,
they're going to.
Have you
seen our first half performances?
Okay, fine. I guarantee you they'll have a lead at the half, up like 10-3 or something, and then Mercer will get the ball to start the second half, but then proceed to score 0 points and lose 24-10, That'll be the final score. UCO win.
Got funny. Overall, I mean, Sneak just being that was a bar. That was a bar. I just got to say that was an absolute bar from Sneak. But I think that Mercer's getting to the point where they're putting it together, and I think UCO's kind of scrambling and having to go away from what they've usually had to do. And I think Mercer puts it all together this game and this game only. Give me Mercer.
Okay. Well, Gerald looks happy about that one.
I've got two things. Number one, Bucky, the fact that you didn't clip my rant at the end of my game and play on this show, that's like minus 15 points. What are we doing? That is absolute content you could have played again. Number two, back to the first half thing. Did you know? I'm pretty sure UCO is averaging like 1.5 points in the first half through 4 games. I think the only time we scored is the field goal out against Lake Erie. I think that's it. We got shut out the first half against Virginia State. Lake Erie field goal. Who did we play week 3? I think we actually take that out. I think we got like 7 points there, and then we didn't score against Creighton first half. So I don't think we're scoring first half. That is just a trend.
We'll see. You know what? Now that you're saying that, y'all are gonna score like 21 in the first half.
Yeah.
And break that streak.
I'm gonna prove my boy Brock wrong. We're gonna go win by 45.
Brock with the risky picks this week. We'll see.
I mean, I gotta have my hot takes, then get obliterated, and then have everybody point and laugh at me next week.
We'll see. I mean, maybe they'll pay off. I went risky one week and I went 0-5, so you could have the same fate. But
I could, but I'm really hoping that I get a point and laugh at you guys.
If you win, then that like fucks us, so it's fire. But if I win, it also fucks you because you didn't pick my team. But we'll see. Game of the week here, pretty consensus game of the week. Even though y'all wanted Space Force and it was a pretty good game, but Virginia State, number 3 on a 3-game winning streak, could be 4-0 right now if they didn't choke a 20-0 lead. Gerald would know about that. But Creighton also on a winning streak. Also on a 3-game winning streak. Both teams on a tear. They're going to clash here in week 5. And, yeah, it's a non-division game, but it's important for Creighton to win so they could take off a guy in front of, or a team in front of them, and also make their record for their conference better. So, it's definitely important, even though it's not a division game. What do y'all think about this matchup here? I think it's going to be really good.
This is an interesting one because Creighton was very high-powered last week, and Virginia State got held to 0 points in regulation. I'm going to keep bringing up that game as much as I possibly can. But, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. Virginia State's been playing a competition the entire time. Creighton has been doing pretty much the same, minus... Let me find the game. Yeah, minus week 1. That was against number 1 App State. So... Yeah. You have, I don't know, you have a heavyweight matchup here. I'm excited for this one.
Me too. I think it's gonna be a pretty good game as well. Even though if Virginia State could figure out their offense, then it could be, up there in the scores. But if they can't figure out their quarterback situation, I feel like Creighton might have a fun time that game. But Sneak says Creighton because they are on a tear. That's it. Well, that's pretty valid. I'll respect that pick. I kind of agree with Sneak here. Virginia State, their defense is really solid. I feel like they'll be able to hold this Creighton team for a while. They could stop them through the air. They could stop them on the ground. But it doesn't matter how many times you stop a team. If you can't score points on the offensive side of the ball, there's no way you're winning that game. I don't see enough out of Virginia State's quarterbacks to get it done against Creighton here. I'm going to say Creighton gets it done just purely because their offense looks way better than Virginia State's. I'll go with the Blue Jays.
I mean, that's fair. I think overall, this is a make or break game for Virginia State. Creighton looked very good offensively, and they've looked pretty good offensively for the entire season. However, I think last week was a fluke with Virginia State. And I think Liam has been talking a little bit too much shit when it comes to his defense. He's so high on that defense. I think Virginia State's going to expose him here and take the win.
Damn. Calling out Liam.
Oh,
Calling out Liam.
I think that Creighton is going to come into this game kind of pissed off. You know, they just got a top 3 win against Central Oklahoma, and they're number 5. They kind of feel like they're going to feel kind of disrespected. Virginia State, as we've said, has not figured out the offense. They've gone through different quarterbacks. Nothing is still seemingly to work. I think Creighton's going to win, and I think they're going to win by over 2 scores.
I think it's more of a possibility that Creighton wins by 2 scores than they win by 1. So, I think Creighton's gonna have this one. It's gonna be a good game, probably in the first half. I think Creighton's probably gonna win by 2 scores just by the fact that Pars will run up the score with 2 minutes left and then make the score look worse than the actual game was, just like he did the past 2 weeks. But, that's pretty much it. We got pretty good games this week. Picks are all there. I forgot to make that graphic. I'll make it right after and then post it in promo. Yeah, I'm slacking, guys. I'm slacking. Shit.
Monkey and his graphics, bro.
God damn it!
He did this shit last weekend too. He didn't make it.
Hey, it's
Amateur
okay.
hour.
It's okay.
Bro. Amateur hour.
Hey.
Is it though? Is it though?
Yeah, but who didn't make it to Coach's Corner last week? Hmm?
Oh yeah.
That was not
yeah.
Let's just change the date on the day of. Yeah, let's change the day.
Oh, we had to. It's just me and you. It would just be me and you.
Me and you would have been the greatest show of all time.
See, I think that would have been funny. It would basically been a date night, you know?
Dude, I would have liked that. Hey, let's meet
Whoa.
up.
Instead
Hey,
of whispering like
Ken-
sweet nothings to each
Gerald,
other,
Gerald,
it would be
let's
just
meet
like
up.
shitting on
Let's
each
meet up like halfway through Kansas and Oregon. Like, where's that? Fucking Colorado. Let's
Hey,
meet up.
hosted
And
at
let's meet up
Colorado.
and go on a date.
We go to Brock's.
I'll be the chaperone.
Let's
I'll
go
be
to
the
Brock's
chaperone.
house. Yes. Live coach's corner.
That'd be lit. That'd be
My
sick,
wife would
actually.
kill me. My wife would fucking kill me.
Nah, it should be okay.
Take out the kill me, and then you're good. All right, I'm done here. We got 2
Bucky's
games.
ruined this segment. Bucky's ruined it.
2 games tomorrow. Space
It
Force.
doesn't even make sense either. It was just bad.
I don't know.
All right, take out the. I forgot the sentence already.
Yeah, just stop talking. Just
Take the shovel out of your
Okay,
hand,
okay,
bud.
okay.
Come on.
End the show.
I'm
I'm out.
either going 5-0 this week or I'm going 0-5. Let's get it.
You're going 5 now. All right. No, actually, you're not because you picked UV. You're not going at all. You're not going 0-5 at all. Anyways, Space Force
Go
face
Utah
off
Valley.
against. Wait, what'd you say,
Nothing.
bro? No. Space Force face off against App State at 7 on Monday, and Lake Erie face off against Northwestern State on Monday. Make sure y'all are there. I'll probably be streaming both. I already got both thumbnails ready. So, yes. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
You have all borders? You have all borders?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah,
Sweet.
I do. They're because they're not new teams, so I actually have them in the file.
Maybe I'll be proactive and actually put him in the drive. Probably not. I'll probably forget again, like I have.
I
past
don't.
7 days.
I don't know. Probably will
Oh,
forget.
maybe I'll forget like Bucky is posting graphics.
With posting graphics. Fuck. Dude. Okay. All right. We're done.